Hey guys, it's Britt. I wanted to make a video today to talk a little bit about WGU, Western Governors University, and my experience with them so far. So, I've got my hot cocoa in a WGU mug, and let's get into it. I heard about WGU a little over 2 years ago from a friend who at the time was interested in going there as well. She is the first person I had heard about it from, and I immediately was interested, and so I looked into it. I believe that was either at the end of September in 2017 or like beginning of October timeframe, and I had looked into it, talked to Jason, got his full support, and applied, got in, and began on November 1st of 2017. It was kind of a whirlwind, but it felt right. It felt like a really good decision. It felt like something I was supposed to be doing, so I went for it. I actually kept it a secret from pretty much everybody else other than my immediate family at the time, because I was a little bit nervous about what people would think about me going at that time. I had graduated cosmetology school just a few years prior and, hadn't really fully applied myself in that field, and so I was a little concerned that people would judge me for then going back to school to do something else. I didn't want to be one of those people that was so wishy-washy, but I was, and so I did it anyway. I kept it a secret until this last fall, which would have been about the 2-year mark. It was kind of an accident. I was applying for substitute teacher jobs and for substitute teacher's aide job as well at the school that my mom works at, where Ollie also attends. And it's on my resume. I wanted it on there, and so it got brought up in the interview, but I didn't realize that the walls are a little bit thin in the front office. And so I was in one room and my mom was out in the office, at her desk, and I walk out of the interview and she goes, "Do you have something to tell me?" And I froze and I was like, "Did you hear all of that?" And the dean of students popped out of her office and she's like, "Yeah, we could hear everything." And so we were just laughing about it, and I was like, "Well, I guess you can tell Dad now." And then we told my in-laws as well, and now I don't really keep it a secret. Obviously I've announced it on here, so anybody who knows me well knows about this at this point. But yeah, I've had a lot of people saying, "I didn't know you were doing that," and I'm like, "It's because I didn't tell anybody. Don't take it personal. It's not that I was, keeping it a secret from you and you specifically." For those of you who don't know about WGU, it is an online college. It is accredited. I don't remember all of the programs they offer. Obviously, I know they have a teacher's college because that's what I'm doing. I believe they have a nursing college now. I know they do IT, and I can't remember what else. Business, maybe? They probably have a business college. I don't remember all of it, but it is growing. I know the school is kind of blowing up. It's getting bigger, and a lot of people are attending there, which is awesome. And it's been a really great thing for me. It's been really convenient that it is all online. So when I start my student teaching, obviously I will have to do that in a class, but everything else has been, from the comfort of my own home, which as a stay-at-home mom has been perfect, and especially with Jason's schedule. His nursing schedule is really challenging to work around, so if I was attending a brick and mortar school, I probably wouldn't really be able to sustain that at least full time. I could probably only take a class or two here and there, and it would take a lot longer for me to finish school. Now with WGU, you can accelerate your courses, so if I had more freedom in my schedule outside of schooling, I would probably be able to blaze through school really quickly. I know a lot of people do. I just haven't been able to, or I guess I haven't prioritized doing that because I know that it would overwhelm me to take on too much and not have enough to get to my family and to my friends and everything else outside of it. With the classes, it's a pass or fail system, so they don't do your typical letter grades. It's you take a test and you either pass or you fail, which is nice. There have been times where I really wanted to know what kind of grade I would have earned, but ultimately it doesn't faze me enough to care. There are what's called objective assessments and there are performance assessments. So with objective assessments, or a lot of students just call it the OA, you do a typical like multiple choice fill in the blank kind of test and test your knowledge on the subject. And with a performance assessment, it's like an assignment that you have to do. So I've had to write a lot, like for my English classes, I had to write a lot of papers, and that was, you know, how you passed the class, was doing those rather than a typical test. The class that I had just taken, I felt really good. I did really well on the pre-assessment, so I just took the objective assessment and passed it and did the class, which was awesome because last month in December I was long-term substitute teaching for a class, and that took up a lot of my time, and I didn't have any time to focus on school because, you know, I was doing that full-time, and then my husband was still working, and I've got a kid that goes to kindergarten and have a toddler at home and have family and friends and just so many other things that I just didn't have any time for school, which was kind of a struggle. But now that I'm done with that long-term job, I am able to, you know, refocus back on school and get on it. This is pretty much my last year of, you know, regular classes. By the end of the year, I will either have started or will be about to start my student teaching, and I'm really excited for that. It's really weird. It's weird to think how far I've come. I think it's even weirder because it's just recent that I told, you know, the public about me going back to school, and so it feels really fast, even though it's been, you know, a couple of years in the making. What else? My poor Coco is getting cold. I can't think of what else to share about WGU at this point. I mean, if you have any questions, you're welcome to comment below or send me a message if you know me, and I would be happy to share any information that I have and knowledge that I have about the school. I really do love it. WGU has been an incredible opportunity for me. You know, the tuition really can't be beat. I feel like it has been way less costly than it would have been to go to a brick and mortar school. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful 2020 and that you're enjoying time with your family and friends. I know a lot of people are going back to school and back to work this next week, so good luck with that, and I will talk to you later. Bye!